Hello and welcome back to Tip the Footy, the site that is more than just tips. So, the football is back. We've actually got it back. It started last night. Liverpool beat Norwich 4-1. I was saying 4-0 right the way through. Norwich probably did, in fairness, did deserve to score. I think they had 8 shots inside the box, which is, ridiculous considering the fact that Liverpool, most of last season, were so solid at the back, so strong. But when it comes to the early games of the season, you're looking to get points on the board. You want to get your games won, set that marker down. Going the other way, going forward, we looked really sharp, looked strong. Bobby Firmino was brilliant. Mo Salah looked clinical again, although a goal and assist for him. He probably could have had another one himself. And obviously Divock scoring because, again, he won't play 38 games in the league, but having someone who can come on or who can be there when players like Mane are not playing, someone to go and get you a goal. Divock's looking like the perfect solution for that. More than happy with that. The Alisson injury, though, is a major concern if it is something long term. Obviously, we're not going to know until there's a scan done. People are saying it could be ligaments in his ankle, things like that. I'm hoping it's just a bit of a twist or something, but it's just too early to tell, and hopefully we'll find out some news in a positive way for that. And also, he's in my dream team as a goalkeeper, so that is quite annoying. But I thought Adrian did well when he came on. He looked more than comfortable. Timu Pukki answered a question that we posed yesterday. Would he be able to replicate goal scoring form? I think he had a couple of chances in the first half, but he took his chance well. He does look like a natural scorer. If he does manage to net a lot of goals this season, A, he could keep Norwich up, but B, there might be one of the next tier of clubs might come sniffing around for him, maybe in January or in the summer if they're going to need someone who can put the ball away. He's made the perfect start there, scoring at Anfield. So that's back. Football is back. We are now going to go through a roller coaster for the remaining 9 months of the season. I'm sure there'll be lots of ups and downs along the way that we're going to be discussing. So let's take a look at some of the fixtures that are standout ones today. We'll start with the Premier League. So West Ham have got Manchester City, which is obviously the early kickoff. I can't see West Ham getting anything out of that. I mean, I think Man City would have seen yesterday's Liverpool performance, and they'll obviously want to try and replicate that, if not better it. I can see West Ham putting up a bit more of a fight, but I still think Man City are a class above most teams in the Premier League. So Man City should be taking the points there. Then you've got Bournemouth, Sheffield United. So we welcome back Sheffield United to the Premier League party. Normally on opening day, because it's always hard to predict opening day fixtures, purely because there's new signings to take into account. Will they start? Because some managers like to integrate them slowly, some like them straight in from the off. It's all very much a quandary to begin with. After the first couple of games, and you start to see the league settle down a little bit, and you understand what teams are trying to do, where who's going to be playing most of the games. Bournemouth, Sheffield United looks, on paper to be should be a Bournemouth win, but you never know with one of the newly promoted sides. I think Blackpool did it when they came up. They got a 4-0 win. You've got teams that do get promoted. They sometimes have these shock opening day results. I think Wigan did it as well at some stage when they came up. So I'd say Bournemouth to win. I'd say it'd be close to maybe 2-1, something like that. Burnley, Southampton in probably the most uninspiring game of the joint with the Watford Brighton one of the opening fixtures. Burnley should have enough to stay up. I think Southampton are going to surprise a lot of teams this season, but I think Burnley at home is a tricky proposition. It's a difficult ground to go. The fans are really good, and it's not the best place to go and play football. So I'll maybe go with a draw there. And Palace Everton. Palace kept hold of Zaha. We don't know if he's going to start or not. He's in contention too. I mean, he's not trained that much, though. I think that might be a bit of an issue, whether to throw him straight in or whether you want to just get him back playing football and doing what he does best. It's going to be interesting to see if he starts. If he does, I think that gives them a case for maybe getting a point out of that. I think if he doesn't, I would opt for a narrow Everton win. I think Everton have got a lot more confidence. The fans are behind Marcel Brands and obviously Marco Silva. They're looking to go on to that next level now with the stadium plans being in development, stuff like that. So I would go with an Everton win. I think the signings they've made have been good. If Zaha starts, you could salvage something for them, but I would go Everton win. Watford Brighton is the next game, which I fancy Brighton to go down. I fancy them to finish bottom. I don't think they have enough. I think Watford should beat Brighton today, 2 or 3-0. I think Watford should have more than enough. And then the evening game, which I'm looking forward to, is going to be Spurs Villa. I would suggest that Villa will score, but I think it'll be sort of like a 3-1 Spurs. I think that going forward, Spurs are going to have a bit too much to offer. I'm not sure if any of the new signings are going to be playing, apart from, I know Ndombele probably will be, but we're not sure what the team news is going to be, so always check team news as well. Over in Scotland, the early kick-off there is Celtic Motherwell. Should be a comfortable Celtic win, but when isn't it? Then we go to the Championship, so the early kick-off in the Championship is Leeds Forest. Again, should be an entertaining fixture. Some of the standout games there, I'd say Cardiff Luton should be an interesting one. Luton coming back up, or being up for, they've been in Championship for a little while now, and Cardiff got obviously getting relegated last season, didn't start very well, so that could be an interesting one. I would expect Cardiff to win. The other standout games, you're looking at QPR Huddersfield should be an interesting one as well, because QPR started the season reasonably well. That could be an interesting game there. Bit of a Yorkshire derby, Sheffield Wednesday Barnsley. I'd expect both teams to score in that one. And then, you look at Bolton Coventry in League One. Going to be a tough game. Both clubs have got bizarre ownership issues and stuff like that, so that'll be an interesting one. There's loads of FA Cup action today as well. I mean, there's far too many to list. Literally thousands of games in the early rounds. One thing I always do like to do as well, I normally do it after the first couple of weeks of the season have gone, but the Scottish League 1 and Scottish League 2, there's normally quite a few goals in that. I like to do over 2.5 goals for every game in League 1 and League 2 as an accumulator. Only a couple of pounds. But I think over the course of the season, if you get one in, it pays for itself. It's also quite a bit of fun if you're watching, like Soccer Saturday, and obviously if you do Super 6 and stuff like that. But when you've got a bet on, you're sitting there and you can tick them off. It's always nice to see the Scottish goals come in, because they do come in with a fair amount of frequency. So I always like to do that. But as I said, nothing huge. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's nice for us to be back. We're gonna have match of the day again. We're gonna have things that we can actually enjoy. Because obviously, when there is this summer break, it is sometimes even though there is football to watch, you still just want to get your team back on the telly and back enjoying the football or going the game. So whoever you support, whatever you're doing today, because it is the time to be the most optimistic you're ever going to be about your football club. Every time you go into a new season, the optimism's there. You're heading down. Is it a pie, a pint? Getting to the game, all that kind of stuff. Match day, opening weekend of the season. What could possibly go wrong? And then all of a sudden you get beat 8-0 or something bizarre like that. So it's going to be an interesting one. Let's have a look, see how things go. We'll do a little review, which should be out on Monday, and obviously there'll be a video out tomorrow, just having a little bit more of a look at the Sunday fixtures. We'll break them down a bit more. Obviously with the Saturday, it's impossible to go through every single fixture, all the English leagues and the Scottish leagues in detail, because obviously there's so many of them. and the video will be about 150 hours long. So what we'll do is tomorrow we will have a bit more in-depth look at the Sunday fixtures. I'm going to try and get that out in the morning as early as possible for you. There'll be the tips and stuff like that will be over on the blog, and I'll also, do a little bit of. You don't back every single one, but I'll just add a few thoughts into the games that are going to be televised. So if you're sitting there and you're having a beer, or you're having a wine or a cup of tea or whatever you're doing, and you're watching the game, just little interest ones that you can have a little look at if you've got a couple of pounds in your betting bank and you want to throw something on. Other than that, tell us how you're feeling about your season. How do you feel about your chances today? Whoever you support, get in the comments. Let us know exactly how you feel and where you're going to finish, and how optimistic you are for the start of the Premier League season. And obviously the Championship's now another game in, but fans of the Championship, fans of League One, fans of League Two, fans of the French Liga, get in the comments below. Let us know how you're going to do, and let us know how your team will fare today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to getting Jeff and the boys on, because I always like to do that on a Saturday, unless Liverpool play at 3 o'clock and then we have to find other solutions. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, hope you have. Drop a like, get in the comments below and subscribe, and we will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully your team does well, unless you're a Man City fan. Then hopefully West Ham will win that, but I don't hold that much hope. I'm Dante, take care.